welcome to Made with Love. Today I'm going to be making fish bun. It doesn't have to be fish alone. You can stuff anything you like inside the bun. It will taste really amazing. This is a recipe my mom used to make all the time back home. So we used to have this as a breakfast pretty much every single day. Now let's get started.
I have here half a cup of water. I microwave this for 30 seconds. To this, I'm adding 1.5 teaspoons of sugar, now I'm adding 1.5 teaspoons of dry yeast, and I'm going to mix them well, and I'm going to let it sit for another 10 minutes. I have here 30 grams of butter, and I'm going to microwave this for 30 seconds. In a large bowl, add 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, pinch of salt, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and mix them well. I'm adding 1 whole egg to the flour mixture. I'm going to mix the egg white and the yolk before mixing with the flour. Now I'm adding melted butter to the flour mixture, and I'm going to mix them well. Now I'm adding 3 tablespoons of milk, and I'm going to keep on mixing them. Finally, I'm adding the yeast mixture to the flour. Now I'm going to use my hand to mix them all well. The dough should be a little sticky. Now I'm going to cover the bowl with the damped paper towel, and I'm going to let it sit for 30 minutes. For the filling, I have 1 whole onion chopped into small pieces, 9 pieces of garlic, cloves chopped into small pieces, bunch of curry leaves, 2 green chilies, 1 medium-sized potato, little bit of tamarind juice, also need some spices and some curry powder, and I'm using tin fish for this recipe. I placed a pan on medium heat, and I'm adding 3 tablespoons of oil. To this, I'm adding half a teaspoon of mustard seeds, half a teaspoon of cumin seeds, 1 tablespoon of fennel seeds, and I'm adding the chopped onions and garlic. Now I'm adding green chilies and curry leaves. Once the onions are a little tender, I'm adding the tamarind juice. Now I'm adding the tin fish with the liquid to the pan. I'm going to separate the fish with my spoon. Even though the bones are edible, I'm going to remove that from the mixture. Now I'm adding 3 tablespoons of curry powder and the potatoes, and I'm going to let it cook under cover for 10 minutes. The fish is already cooked, so you only need the potatoes to be tender. It's been 10 minutes and I'm adding a little more water. And I'm adjusting the salt to taste. And I'm gonna let it cook for another 10 minutes. It's been 20 minutes in total. Now I'm removing the green chilies from the curry. And the potatoes are tender now. And I'm gonna mix the potatoes and the fish together. The filling has to be dry, so make sure there's no water in the curry. And I'm gonna remove this from the heat and I'm gonna let it cool for 10 minutes. The dough has been resting for 30 minutes and it's still sticky, and I'm gonna add a little more flour and I'm gonna knead the dough for good 10 to 15 minutes. Now I'm gonna make small balls just like this. And I'm gonna cover them with the damped paper towel and I'm gonna let it sit for another 10 minutes. The dough rested enough. Now I'm taking one ball and I'm gonna roll them out just like this. Use some flour if the dough is sticky. Now I'm adding 2 tablespoons of filling. And I'm gonna bring one edge in and the other edge down like a triangle and the bottom up. And I'm gonna place them on a baking tray. I'm gonna repeat this process. This recipe will make about 10 medium-sized buns. Now I'm gonna cover the buns with cloth and I'm gonna let it sit for another 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes and I'm gonna egg wash each buns. To some buns, I'm adding sesame seeds. Preheat the oven up to 420 degrees Fahrenheit and bake the buns up to 20 to 25 minutes.
The fish bun is ready. As you can see, the bun is very soft. I can actually feel it. I'm gonna take a bite. This brings back so many memories. This is one of my childhood favorite and tastes super delicious. The stuffing tastes really good and the bun itself is also good. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure to click the subscribe button. See you later.